Alright, I get asked all the time on the 6.2 Ford. Just doing an oil change in this one. What I think of them? I like them. You know, I own one. They're not they're not a huge hitter in power, but at a good sense, I think has a lot. I mean, they're no slouch either, though. I shouldn't say not a huge hitter. They have good power. They're not the 7.3. That's what I'm comparing it to. They won't pull like that, but you know they'll get out and run and they'll pull pretty good and pull pretty good fuel mileage. But man, overall as an engine for Ford, these things have just been awesome. You know, I have never seen one. The only thing I've ever had to do on one of these is a steering stabilizer, and that was the truck was getting death wobble. But to be honest with you, it had more to do with the bad tires that they run on that truck. That's one thing. If you're getting death wobble, check your tires, rotate them, and if that doesn't straighten them out and they're fairly worn, just put new ones on. You'll clear that death wobble up. That has a lot to do with that happening. But anyways, that's not even related to the engine. I've never had to work on a 6.2, and they've been out for oh my gosh, what? Well, I guess 2023 is the final year for them, but they went 10, 11 years or something, 12 years. They were awesome. And I think one of the big reasons that they were so good is instead of like the 5.4 is the 5.4, man, they did 150, 200,000. You have all kinds of problems with your overhead, your timing chains and stuff. These ones didn't have it. I think that has a lot to do because Ford calls for 530 instead of the 520 or 020 or whatever they called for in that stupid 5.4. These things will make an absolute monkey out of a 5.4. But man, if you're talking about a good bang for your buck, reliable truck that you want to buy and don't do anything to, that's these. They're backed by the good transmission. They got a 6R140. And they're just awesome. I have never had anybody call me on one of these ever, and I've got lots of customers with them, and they just run. They run and run and run and run and run. And you change oil and you run and run and run them some more. So it's kind of a boring review because as far as I'm concerned, there's not a whole lot wrong with them. They're just they're decent towers for what they are. They're rev happy. You got to get used to that. They're gonna make their power wound up tight being an overhead cam. That's no big deal. But you know, good transmission, good platform. Gosh, I'm sure there's some bad ones out there, but as far as I know, they've been good for Ford. I wouldn't steer away from one of these for a minute. I'd much rather have this than the Dodge 6.4. There's no doubt about that. Just because Dodge says stupid stuff, and the rest of the truck, Dodge is still known for a decent amount of electrical problems, and you know, brakes are usually smaller per weight class on a Dodge and things like that. And Dodge still, to today, has no idea what they're doing with an automatic transmission. Not a clue in the world. There's nothing in the world that drives me more nuts than driving any sort of a Dodge. Doesn't matter if it's the Cummins or the 6.4 or the 5.7 with an automatic. Those things are like, they don't know where they're at or what they're supposed to be doing, what their name is. It's a bad deal. But so that's my quick review on these things. You know, they've got a big industrial air filter I like. Yeah, they're pretty reasonable. They're not expensive, but you know, they're just not they're not a big power. Like, I wouldn't buy one of these to do what I was doing with the 7.3s. Not to say you couldn't, but you know, you get a little more low end power with a push rod V8 than an overhead cam. But anyways, that's my quick few cents on these. I mean, it's a simple review. They're good trucks. They're pretty good pullers. You can pull a decent sized camper. You know, pull your skid steer around, stuff like that. No problem. You'll be plenty happy in that 10, 13, 14,000 pound range. You know, big thing is if you're pulling on the highway, just lock out that top gear, the top two. On the 6R140, your top two gears are overdrive. So just keep it in the power and you keep it from shifting all the time. Just hold it kind of wound up and you get along fine. But yeah, good engines. I've never done one repair on these things, and there's tons of them on the road. Never even had a call on the 6.2 acting up. So I think it was a good engine for Ford. I'm excited for the 6.8. So anyways, just got out of the shower, fresh stash. Anyways, I had somebody walk in when I was doing the 6.2 review. But yeah, it was pretty basic. There's not a whole lot on that engine that I've seen really fail. I think Ford took what they learned from the 5.4 and the V10 and applied it to that engine, and I think it did well. I have never even torn into one because they've been that good. I haven't had any calls on them. Yeah, it's pretty good trucks. I'm excited for the 6.8, no doubt. I think that will be. I'll like it more just because it's simpler. I'm not a big overhead cam kind of a guy, especially in the V configuration. But anyways, no reason. I can't even give you a good reason to why not to buy one of those. If you're headed for that, if you're not pulling super heavy and you're headed for that good like not bargain, but like yeah, kind of a bargain. Like those trucks they're priced right. They're reasonable. They're not going to break the bank. As far as unexpected repairs go, I don't even know what comes into them. I just literally have never had one call on the 6.2, and I have worked on everything else under the sun. But it was a good engine for Ford. If you're going to buy one to pull a camper and stuff like that, man, go for it. Even pull your skid steer, do local work. Great engines. I just wouldn't. I don't know if I'd hang out in that 16, 17, 18,000 pounds towing range. I think that might be. You'd just be working the snot out of it a little too much. But man, for 99% of pickup truck owners out there, that truck will do you very good. So that's my quick review on that. Kind of a boring one, but that's good. Boring's good in this industry because that means it was a good platform. So yeah, thanks for watching.